But I say to you, please, don't worry so much. Because in the end, none of us have very long on this earth. Make your life spectacular.
A lot of people talk about stand-up comedy nowadays. When a lot of comedians start performing stand-up, they have an incredibly positive outlook on where they can go in their career if they stay dedicated. But along the way for most comedians, it ends up being a rough ride until they either burn out and quit, or they achieve success after a long and hard road of eating dirt over and over again until they break forward. In this rough artistic journey, a lot of comedians become bitter and cold souls, but then there are some comedians who remain kind and genuine and are a pleasure to see and be around because of their electric energy and warmth. That brings us to
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. Robin Williams.
Who is Robin Williams? Some people describe Robin as one of the most brilliant comedians to ever pick up a microphone and tell jokes, and some say the opposite. With a boisterous and highly animated sense of humor, he was often seen as a loose cannon. However, this was merely the exterior. In addition to being an incredibly funny guy, he was also very well known for being an incredibly kind and wise man who would light up any room he walked into. Despite being one of the most kind men to ever grace the world of comedy, Robin had been battling demons for a very long time and had personally struggled with anxiety and depression. But besides that, what was it about Robin Williams that made him such an electric person with a heart of gold? What was it about him that gave him the ability to touch fans of comedy and cinema alike so deeply in a way that a lot of people never thought possible? By the end of this video, you will know exactly who Robin Williams is, where he came from, some of the amazing work he has done, what makes him such a unique human being, and what makes his style of comedy so confounding and otherworldly. This is Robin Williams, comedy's loose cannon. On July 21st, 1951, Robin McLaurin Williams was born in Chicago, Illinois at St. Luke's Hospital. His father was Robert Fitzgerald Williams, and his mother was Lori McLaurin. His father, Robert, had a very successful career as a senior executive in Ford Motors' Lincoln Mercury division, while his mother, Lori, was a former model from Jackson, Mississippi. Robin's maternal great-great-grandfather, Anselm Joseph McLaurin, was actually a very pivotal man in Mississippi, given that he was the 34th governor of Mississippi from 1896 to 1900. Growing up, Robin had two older brothers. One of them was his paternal half-brother named Todd, and the other one was his maternal half-brother named McLaurin. His parents were both very religious. Robin's mother was a practitioner of Christian Science, while his father followed the Episcopal faith, which is the faith that Robin Williams would be brought up with as a child. Robin Williams was an incredibly shy kid, and he really struggled with opening up to other kids and getting to know them in his early years. Robin would attend Gorton Elementary School located in Lake Forest, Illinois, and then upon reaching the 6th grade, he would then attend Deer Path Junior High School for middle school. As a kid, Robin was very reserved, and he was also overweight, which unfortunately caused him to be bullied by some of the other students. As I mentioned earlier, Robin commonly described himself as a very shy and quiet kid, and that he would not overcome the shyness until high school when he would become involved in his high school drama department. This was an outlet for Robin to be the sweet and charismatic kid he always was, and his classmates and peers from junior high school described him as incredibly funny. Then in 1963, when Robin was just 12 years old, his father would receive a new assignment with Ford that would lead him and the family to move to Detroit, Michigan. Robin and his family lived in a 40-room farmhouse on 20 acres in suburban Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Upon the move, Robin would transfer to a private school in Michigan called Detroit Country Day School, which was a secular school located in Oakland County, Michigan, north of Detroit. Following Robin's discovery of the drama department, he would really start to let his lovely, genuine personality shine for all others to see. Robin would excel in high school academically, and he was very outgoing and participated in many extracurricular activities, such as the high school wrestling team, the soccer team, and student government. Robin was actually elected class president. All in all, despite the difficulty Robin felt to putting himself out there, he really leaned into this, and it led to him being a very popular and likable kid amongst his peers. Since both of Robin's parents were very busy with their careers, in their absence he was often raised by the family's maid, who would end up being his main companion. Then when he was 16 years old, Robin's father would choose to take an early retirement from his job at Ford, and the family would then move to Tiburon, which is a city in Marin County, California, that reaches south into the San Francisco Bay. Upon the family moving moving, Robin would transfer to Redwood High School located in Larkspur, California, where he would spend his remaining 2 years in high school until he graduated. Then in 1969, Robin would graduate high school on the honor roll, and because of his reputation amongst his peers at Redwood, he would be voted most likely not to succeed and funniest in the school yearbook. This high school was really when Robin started to put himself out there, and upon his discovery of the drama department, he felt like he really found his calling in life. Upon his graduation, Robin would then attend Claremont McKenna College in Claremont, California, where he studied political science. He realized very quickly after enrolling at this university that this was not the path he wanted to take in life, and that he really wanted to pursue acting. Robin decided to drop out of Claremont College, and then he would attend the College of Marin, which was a community college located in Kentfield, California, where he would study theater for 3 years. In his time at the College of Marin, Robin would really excel in every single field of theater you can think of. He impressed his peers and mentors very often with his lively performances. According to the College of Marin's drama professor, James Dunn, the depth of Robin Williams' talent became evident because he was cast in the musical Oliver as Fagin. It became crystal clear very quickly that this was where Robin Williams belonged, and that he had an exceptional talent for the craft of acting and stage performance at an astonishingly early age. Robin was also well known amongst his peers in the drama program for going off script and improving during performances, and this would always leave his fellow actors and instructors in stitches. James Dunn believed in Robin so much that he apparently called his wife after one late night rehearsal to tell her that Robin was going to be something special, and that he knew he was destined for great things beyond college. Things were just starting to heat up for Robin Williams, because after his time at the College of Marin, he would apply for the Juilliard School in New York City in 1972. Not only would he be accepted into Juilliard, but he would also obtain a full-ride scholarship there because of his exceptional talent and impressive academic achievements. I want to take a second to emphasize how big of an achievement this is. Juilliard School is widely known for being the most prestigious performing arts conservatory in the country. To be accepted into that school is already an incredible, difficult feat that most people will never understand just how much dedication to a craft that really takes, but then to be accepted and given a full ride scholarship is absolutely magnificent and incredibly rare. At 22 years old, Robin Williams had gotten accepted into an elite institution that was going to help him sharpen his comedic and improvisational skills and allow him to be a formidable force on the set of any movie, TV show, and eventually the stage for stand-up comedy. In fact, Robin was one of 20 students to be accepted into the freshman class at Juilliard in 1973, and of those 20 students, he and Christopher Reeve were the only two accepted into the advanced program at the school that year. They were both accepted by actor and producer John Houseman, who at this point in time was the gatekeeper for the advanced program for acting and theater at Juilliard. In his time at Juilliard, Robin Williams would cross paths with several other artists who would end up becoming very successful in American media, such as actor William Hurt, Christopher Reeve, and Mandy Patinkin. Christopher Reeve remembered his first impression of Robin when they were new students at Juilliard. He said, quote, "He wore tie-dyed shirts with tracksuit bottoms and talked a mile a minute. I'd never seen so much energy contained in one person. He was like an untied balloon that had been inflated and immediately released. I watched in awe as he virtually caromed off the walls of the classrooms and hallways. To say that he was on would be a major understatement," end quote. The stories about Robin and Chris were just beginning as well. Robin and Chris had a class together in dialects taught by Professor Edith Skinner, who Reeve said was one of the world's leading voice and speech teachers. According to Christopher Reeve, Skinner was bewildered by Robin and his ability to instantly perform in many different accents. For many actors and actresses, it takes many weeks and months of practice to be able to perfect a foreign accent or dialect, but Robin Williams just had this seemingly God-given talent to hear an accent or speech pattern and replicate it incredibly quickly. The primary acting instructor at Juilliard was Michael Kahn, who Chris and Robin would end up having multiple classes under, given their focus being in acting and drama. Michael Kahn was equally baffled, as Edith Skinner was, about Robin Williams' ability to get so deeply embedded into a character that he could match their vocal rhythm and accents exceptionally well. Robin Williams had established a reputation for being funny and a bit brash. In fact, Michael Kahn criticized his antics as simple stand-up comedy and noted that it was not highly conventional for drama. However, in a later production, Robin silenced his critics with his well-received performance as an old man in Tennessee Williams' Night of the Iguana stage play. Christopher Reeve was in attendance for the performance of the play and wrote, quote, He simply was the old man. I was astonished by his work and very grateful that fate had thrown us together." End quote. Even after their time together at Juilliard, Christopher Reeve and Robin Williams would stay very close friends until Chris's death in 2004. According to Robin's son Zach, they were seemingly brothers in every conceivable way except blood, and they were always two peas in a pod. During the summers of 1974, 1975, and 1976, Robin Williams worked as a busboy at the Trident in Sausalito, California. Then during his junior year in 1976, Robin Williams would leave Juilliard at the suggestion of John Houseman. John had told Robin that he was already such an advanced artist and performer that there was simply nothing left for him to learn that Juilliard could teach him. He also heard this from another one of his professors known as Gerald Friedman, who said that Robin Williams was a genius and that the school's conservative and classic style of training did not suit him. No one was surprised that he left given his advanced aptitude of acting that he had demonstrated in his short time at the Conservatory of Arts. Then in 1976, after leaving Juilliard and moving back to California, Robin Williams would perform stand-up comedy for the very first time at the Holy City Zoo Comedy Club. This was a comedy nightclub in the San Francisco Bay Area that was functional from the mid-70s all the way to the late 90s. Robin had gathered the courage to perform stand-up comedy for the first time after working his way up from tending the bar at the comedy club. American journalist Gerald Nachman saw Robin Williams perform one night early in his career and had to say this, quote, "In the 1960s, San Francisco was a center for a rock music renaissance, hippies, drugs, and a sexual revolution, and in the late 1970s, Williams helped lead its comedy renaissance." End quote. Robin struggled a little bit in the beginning of his career performing stand-up, as do most great comedians, but similar to his time at Juilliard, it did not take him long at all to show audience members and fellow comedians how funny and brilliant he naturally was on stage. Robin Williams' early days of stand-up comedy were marked by his unique and frenetic style, combining rapid-fire improvisation, witty observations, and an incredible range of characters and voices.
It's hard for me to watch my son breastfeeding because I know he's only 10 months old. That's enough. Because I have this horrible fear that a midget came in during the night and get out of here. Hey, your wife's got nice tomatoes. Hey, hey. Jump there. Hey, hey.
Some of Robin Williams' early comedic influences included Jonathan Winters, Jay Leno, Peter Sellers, and Lenny Bruce. When Robin told jokes, they were funny, but where he really stood out was his improv and his ability to be animated and funny off the cuff. One of the key elements of his early stand-up was his ability to improvise and create spontaneous, often surreal comedic moments. His mind seemed to work at lightning speed, and he could seamlessly transition from one character or topic to another, leaving audiences in stitches.
Once you have a son, all your little sperms go, "I'm unemployed." So hard, they're standing in line going, "Yes, what did you formerly do?" "Well, I came and went." "No, seriously." "What are you applying for?" "I'd like to be a white blood cell." "What are you going to do with the tail?" "Sweep up." I don't know. It's wonderful. You can hear me without this, can't you? I'm going off this. No? Oh, no. Hey, wait, not acid. Hey. Yes, this incredible vibrator can do more than help you.
Robin was well known for his energetic and unpredictable performances, incorporating physical comedy, facial expressions, and a wide array of voices. Robin Williams then moved to Los Angeles and continued performing stand-up at comedy clubs, most notably the Comedy Store. However, Robin would also perform at other comedy clubs such as the Hollywood Improv and the Laugh Factory. Then in 1977, Robin was seen at the Comedy Store by TV producer George Schlatter, who asked him to appear on a revival of his show Laugh-In. The show aired in late 1977, and was his debut TV appearance. After this TV appearance, Robin Williams would make another appearance on The Richard Pryor Show, which was hosted by NBC. Within 2 years of comedy, Robin Williams had made his TV debut and showed the people of Los Angeles that he meant business when it came to performing stand-up comedy. While the Laugh-In revival failed, it led Robin into his television career. He continued performing stand-up at comedy clubs such as the Roxy to help keep his improvisational skills sharp. Then one of the turning points in his career came when he was cast as the alien Mork in the television series Mork and Mindy. The show's success catapulted Robin Williams into the spotlight, making him a household name. To go into more depth, Robin was cast by Gary Marshall as the alien Mork in a 1978 episode of the TV series Happy Days, My Favorite Orkin. This position was filled as a last-minute cast replacement for a departing actor. Robin impressed the producer with his quirky sense of humor when he sat on his head when asked to take a seat for the audition. As Mork, Robin Williams did what he did best and improvised much of his dialogue and physical comedy, speaking in a high nasal voice, and he made most of his lines from the script off rip. The cast and crew, as well as TV network executives, were deeply impressed with his performance. In response to this splendid performance, the executives moved quickly to get Robin Williams on contract just 4 days later before other network competitors could make their own offers. Mork's appearance proved so popular with viewers that it led to the spin-off television sitcom Mork and Mindy, which co-starred Pam Dawber and ran from 1978 to 1982. The show was formatted in a style to where it could accommodate Robin Williams and his incredibly quick, off-the-cuff improvisations that would always come out when filming. This means that the producers wrote a very loose script for Robin and his peers to go off of just so the actors had some sense of direction in their head when filming. This allowed for Robin to follow the story while also doing it with his own artistic vision. Mork and Mindy would prove to be much different than Happy Days. Although he portrayed the same character as in Happy Days, the series was set in the present in Boulder, Colorado instead of the late 1950s in Milwaukee. Mork and Mindy at its peak had a weekly audience of 60 million viewers per episode, and that was credited with turning Robin Williams into an absolute superstar in the realm of show business. Mork became popular, featured on posters, coloring books, lunchboxes, and other merchandise. Mork and Mindy was such a success that in its first season, Robin Williams appeared on the March 12, 1979 cover of Time magazine. The cover photo, taken by Michael Dressler in 1979, is said to have, quote, captured his different sides, the funny man mugging for the camera, and a sweet, more thoughtful pose that appears on a small TV he holds in his hands, end quote, according to Mary Forgione of the Los Angeles Times. Robin Williams also appeared on the cover of the August 23, 1979 issue of Rolling Stone, photographed by Richard Avedon. While Mork and Mindy showcased his comedic talents in a scripted format, it was his stand-up performance that truly showcased the full extent of his improvisational genius. Additionally, the first film role Robin Williams would appear in was playing a small part in the 1977 low-budget comedy Can I Do It Till I Need Glasses. Also, on an unrelated note, Robin Williams would marry his first wife, Valerie Velarde, in June 1978. For many comedians, it takes a long time to really find your voice and become an established household name, but Robin Williams seemed to defy the odds with the rapid amount of progress he made while also starting to appear on television super early in his career. David Letterman, who knew Robin Williams for nearly 40 years, recalls seeing him first perform as a new comedian at the Comedy Store in Hollywood, where Letterman and other comedians had already been doing stand-up comedy. David Letterman said, quote, he came in like a hurricane, and he also said, quote, holy crap, there goes my chance in show business, end quote. With his success on Mork and Mindy, Robin began to reach a wider audience with his stand-up comedy, starting in the late 1970s and continuing throughout the 1980s. To say that Robin was progressing quickly was an absolute understatement. His irreverent and bombastic style of high-energy comedy became incredibly popular amongst comedy fans everywhere. The subject matter of his material was also incredibly relatable for the everyman. Robin's material often touched on a variety of subjects, from everyday life to politics, and his performances were a mix of social commentary and sheer absurdity. His humor was not only funny but also thought-provoking, as he tackled issues with a blend of satire and sincerity. These early years in stand-up laid the foundation for Robin Williams' successful career in comedy and acting. His ability to connect with audiences through humor, combined with his versatility, charisma, and quick wit, made him one of the most beloved and influential comedians of his time. Unfortunately for Robin, with his career in stand-up comedy came a tremendous amount of anxiety and stress from performing. This led to him starting to use drugs and alcohol early in his career as a coping mechanism. He further said that he neither drank nor took drugs while on stage, but occasionally performed when hungover from the previous day. During the period he was using cocaine, he said it made him paranoid when performing on stage. Robin talked about the life of a stand-up comedian on the road and how brutal it can be not only on the body, but the mind and spirit as well. Robin Williams once described the life of a stand-up comedian as follows, quote, it's a brutal field, man. They burn out, it takes its toll, plus the lifestyle, partying, drinking, drugs. If you're on the road, it's even more brutal. You gotta come back to mellow your ass out. And then performing takes you back up. They flame out because it comes and goes. Suddenly they're hot, and then somebody else is hot. Sometimes they get very bitter. Sometimes they just give up. Sometimes they have a revival thing and they come back again. Sometimes they snap. The pressure kicks in, you become obsessed, and then you lose that focus that you need, end quote. Even though performing stand-up comedy and making people smile was something that Robin deeply cherished as a career, he was also a realist and very blunt about the hardship presented when you're a road comedian who abuses substances. Some people described Robin's style of comedy as incredibly chaotic and neurotic. The critic Vincent Canby was concerned that his monologues were so intense that it seemed as though at any minute his, quote, creative process could reverse into a complete meltdown, end quote. His biographer, Emily Herbert, described his, quote, utterly manic style of stand-up, which sometimes defies analysis, going beyond energetic, beyond frenetic, and sometimes dangerous because of what is said about the creator's own mental state, end quote. Robin Williams would go on to comment on this feedback he received regarding the quick-fire delivery of his performance. He said, quote, "Usually you start off performing in bars where you can't really take your time because people go, ugh, oi, what are you doing now? So I developed a style that was very much synaptic, quick-firing, moving, so that they never really had a chance to lock on as a target," end quote. As someone who has performed stand-up comedy in hundreds of different bars full of drunk morons, this is incredibly true. Perhaps some of the art of one's delivery may be lost if you're too frantic or frenetic, but I do believe that given a comedian's cadence and style of jokes, you can absolutely make this format and delivery work exceptionally well. I would say that Robin Williams is a great example of making this rapid-fire cadence and delivery of jokes and improvisation work very well, to the point where he was building his audience incredibly quickly at a young age. When it came to material, Robin Williams was incredibly confident that given the occurrences of everyday life and the world around him constantly changing, that there would be absolutely no shortage of topics to write jokes about. And we'll discuss more about how he got some of his jokes later on in the video. He also explained that he often used free association of ideas while improvising to keep the audience interested. As Robin Williams progressed in his career, he would often find himself being partially consumed by his work, but then he'd be able to find a balance once again. He was often asked about this topic. For example, one time he was doing an interview with Playboy magazine, and he was asked whether he ever feared losing his balance between his work and his life. He replied, quote, "There's that fear. If I felt like I was becoming not just dull, but a rock, that I still couldn't speak, fire off, or talk about things, if I'd start to worry or got too afraid to say something, if I stopped trying, I get afraid," end quote. Robin credited his father Robert for giving him the confidence in himself to talk about any topic he so desired, and he certainly acted on this philosophy within his comedy act. With the newfound audience Robin had developed from the show Mork and Mindy, he would go on to record his first stand-up comedy special in 1978 titled Off the Wall. This special was directed by Marty Callner, and it would air on HBO for its release. The special was titled Off the Wall because it was meant to signify Robin's signature style of comedy, where he would rattle off lightning-fast improv at the top of his head that would make the audience laugh endlessly, and just before they thought they had a second to breathe, he would throw out another hilarious line. I will talk more about this special later, but this rapid-fire style was a staple of Robin's comedy and was one of the key reasons people adored this special. The fans of comedy and Robin Williams would absolutely love this special, and it would instantly cement him as one of America's premier comedians in the late 70s and eventually the early 80s as well. Then the preceding year, Robin would give a splendid performance at the Copacabana in New York City that was taped and titled Reality. What a concept. This performance resonated with many different people. Of course, Robin's performance was loved and adored by his fans, but this album would reach beyond that and become critically acclaimed. It then proceeded to win Robin a Grammy Award for Best Comedy Album. Given his success on TV with Mork and Mindy, an incredible comedy special under his belt, and now an award received from critical acclaim for his hard work, it became glaringly apparent that Robin Williams was the real deal when it came to show business, and that he had a long career of entertaining people ahead of him. While his stand-up career was blooming and maturing, Robin would also start to make more appearances in TV and film. His first starring performance would be as the title character in Popeye in 1980, in which Robin showcased the acting skills previously demonstrated in his earlier television work. The film would not be well received publicly, but it was not blamed on Robin's performance. Then in 1982, he went on to star as the leading character in The World According to Garp. This is a 1982 film directed by George Roy Hill, based on the novel of the same name by John Irving. The film explores the life and experiences of T.S. Garp, played by Robin Williams, as he navigates the challenges and complexities of his world. In this dramatic role, Robin Williams demonstrated his versatility as an actor, proving that he could tackle serious and emotionally charged characters. A lot of people thought that given the fact Robin Williams was a comedian with a bombastic act on stage, and that he really hadn't tackled a more solemn and serious acting role, this would be an incredibly demanding and arduous role for Robin to nail as an actor. And boy, were these people wrong. The film covers a wide range of themes, including family dynamics, love, tragedy, and the unpredictable nature of life. Robin's portrayal of Garp is nuanced and heartfelt, showcasing his ability to convey a depth of emotion beyond the comedic roles he was initially known for. The character Garp is a complex individual who faces various struggles and tragedies throughout his life, and Williams brought a mix of vulnerability, sincerity, and resilience to the role. While The World According to Garp wasn't a massive box office success, Robin received praise for his performance, and the film has gained a reputation for its unique storytelling and exploration of unconventional themes. This role marked a pivotal moment in Robin Williams' career as he began to demonstrate his range as an actor, and eventually this led to more diverse and dramatic roles in films for Robin. Additionally, in the year 1983, 1983, Robin and his wife had their first child together named Zachary Williams. This completely changed Robin and his wife's life, but he did not slow down his work as an actor. He continued with other smaller roles in less successful films, such as The Survivors in 1983 and Club Paradise in 1986. Even though Robin expressed gratitude for the opportunity to act in these movies, he said these roles in particular did not help him in advancing his film career. Then in 1986, Robin Williams would be selected to co-host the 58th Academy Awards alongside actors Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn. The three hosts, known for their individual comedic styles, brought a mix of humor and spontaneity to the ceremony. Out of the three hosts, though, Robin would steal the show and stand out the most by a long shot. Robin Williams in particular was celebrated for his improvisational skills and ability to engage the audience. The hosting gig allowed him to showcase his quick wit and comedic timing in front of a global audience. During the ceremony, Robin and his co-host delivered monologues, engaged in banter, and introduced various segments of the show. Robin's irreverent and energetic style was well received, adding an element of unpredictability to the Oscars. While the 58th Academy Awards ceremony is remembered for its entertaining hosting trio, it's worth noting that hosting the Oscars is often considered a challenging task due to the pressure and scrutiny associated with the high-profile event. Robin Williams' involvement in co-hosting the ceremony was another example of his versatility as a performer, seamlessly transitioning between stand-up comedy, acting, and hosting major events in the entertainment industry. This immense amount of success for the young Robin Williams led to him being a regular guest on various talk shows, including The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson and Late Night with David Letterman, on which he appeared approximately 50 times. Given the incredulous amount of work Robin Williams did in his early life and career, it is fair to say that at this point a star had been born. From being a chubby kid getting bullied in school, to a freshman at Juilliard on a full-ride scholarship, to leaving Juilliard because there was nothing left for him to learn as an actor, to blazing the world of comedy with his tremendous ability to improvise and make an audience laugh, Robin Williams proved in his early career that he was an absolute powerhouse when it came to stand-up comedy, improv, and acting. With his early success, what came next for Robin Williams would not be a surprise for anybody who knew what he was capable of. From this point on, things would just continue to get bigger and better for Robin Williams. I'm going to be talking about a lot of the movies that helped Robin Williams become incredibly famous. There's a good chance I will not be able to cover all of his movies, but I'm going to try my best and cover the movies I believe are his most impactful, so I'm a little biased. Please forgive me if I miss one of your favorite movies of his. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to leave a comment with your favorite Robin Williams movie, and if you're liking the video so far, make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Anyway, moving on. To begin with, he picked up one of his biggest film roles in the movie Good Morning Vietnam. The film, directed by Barry Levinson and released in 1987, is a dramedy based on the real-life experiences of Air Force disc jockey Adrian Cronauer during the Vietnam War. Robin Williams portrays Adrian, who is a disc jockey assigned to the United States Armed Services radio station in Saigon. Adrian brings a completely different and irreverent style to the airwaves, injecting humor and lively commentary into his broadcast, much to the chagrin of his superiors.
Hey, it's a little too early for being that loud. Hey, too late. It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early. Speaking of early, how about that Cro-Magnon Marty Drywood? Thank you, Marty, for silky smooth sound. Make me sound like Peggy Lee. Let's play this backwards and see if it gets any better.
Look, this new vip. Freddy is the devil. Look, this new vip. Freddy is the devil.
Robin Williams' performance is a masterclass of improvisation and comedic talent as he delivers rapid-fire, off-the-cuff humor and showcases his ability to create a wide array of characters and voices. Some of the funny impressions he would do were Richard Nixon, Elvis Presley, Mr. Ed, and many more. The producers often said that they would just let the cameras roll and that Robin would just rattle off some quirky lines that were absolutely golden every single time. It seemed like Robin just couldn't miss when it came to the comedic improv in his movies. The film not only highlights Robin's comedic prowess, but also explores the impact of humor and irreverence in the face of the harsh realities of the war. Robin's portrayal captures the contradictions of Cronauer's character, the humor, the compassion, and the underlying sadness. The film strikes a balance between its comedic elements and the more serious themes of war and censorship. Good Morning Vietnam was a critical and commercial success, and Robin Williams received widespread acclaim for his performance. He earned his first Academy Award nomination for Best Actor for his role in the film. film. The movie remains a beloved classic, and Robin Williams' work in it is often cited as one of the most defining moments of his career. Another big movie for Robin's career was Dead Poets Society in 1989, which was directed by Peter Weir. Robin Williams plays the role of John Keating, an English teacher at the fictional Welton Academy, an all-boys preparatory school. The film is set in the 1950s and explores themes of conformity, individualism, and the transformative power of literature and poetry. John Keating is an unconventional and inspirational teacher who encourages his students to appreciate the beauty of poetry, seize the day, and pursue their own passions. He introduces the boys to the concept of the Dead Poets Society, a secret club where they gather to read and discuss poetry in a cave in the woods. Robin's performance as John Keating is widely regarded as one of his most memorable and impactful roles. His portrayal of the passionate and charismatic teacher earned him critical acclaim and contributed to the film's success. Robin brought a perfect blend of warmth, humor, and gravitas to the character, making John Keating a figure who resonated with audiences and left a lasting impression. Dead Poets Society explores the conflicts that arise as the students, inspired by Keating's teachings, begin to challenge the conservative values of the school, authority, and their own families. The film is known for its powerful and emotional moments, and Robin Williams' performance in particular is often cited as a key factor in its success. The iconic line, "Carpe diem," seize the day, from the film became synonymous with the message of embracing life's opportunities. And Robin's portrayal of John Keating remains a touchstone for discussions about the impact of teachers and the importance of individuality and self-expression. One of the most quotable lines from this movie is the phrase, "Oh Captain, my Captain," which is a reference to the poem written by author Walt Whitman.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
John Keating used this poem as a way to illustrate the importance of challenging authority and following our own personal path in life. This role was one of Robin's most iconic roles of all time, and as a result, he received 2 Academy Award nominations for his work in the movie. Once again, Robin Williams used the emotional depth needed to play this character as a way to demonstrate his spectacular range as an actor, and this made film fans everywhere incredibly happy to see what was next for the undeniable talent that was Robin Williams on the big screen. Then in 1990, Robin Williams would pick up another film role in the movie Awakenings alongside Robert De Niro, which was directed by Penny Marshall. Robin played the role of Dr. Malcolm Sayer, a character based on the real-life neurologist Dr. Oliver Sacks. Dr. Sayer, portrayed by Robin Williams, is a compassionate and dedicated physician who works at a hospital in the Bronx. He becomes interested in the patients who have been in a catatonic state since the 1920s, and he decides to try an experimental drug, L-Dopa, to see if it can bring them back to a more functional state. Robin Williams' performance in Awakenings is noteworthy for its departure from his usual comedic roles. He delivers a nuanced and empathetic portrayal of Dr. Sayer, capturing the character's passion for his work and the emotional challenges he faces as he witnesses both the successes and limitations of the treatment. The film also stars Robert De Niro as Leonard Lowe, one of the catatonic patients who experiences a remarkable transformation after being administered L-Dopa. The relationship between Dr. Sayer and Leonard formed the emotional core of the story. Awakenings received critical acclaim for its powerful performances, including Robin Williams' portrayal of Dr. Sayer. The film earned several Academy Award nominations, and both Robin and Robert De Niro received praise for their roles. While Robin Williams was best known for his comedic work, his performance in Awakenings showcased his versatility once again and his ability to excel in dramatic roles. With another critically acclaimed film where Robin Williams put on an absolute acting and improv masterclass, it seemed like his fame and notoriety as an artist was only continuing to grow day by day. Then in 1991, Robin would pick up another acting role in one of his best performances of all time in the movie The Fisher King, directed by Terry Gilliam. Robin Williams takes on the role of Perry, a homeless man living in New York City. The film is a unique blend of drama and fantasy, exploring themes of redemption, love, and the power of imagination. Robin Williams' character Perry was once a history professor named Henry Sagan. However, a tragic event in his past for which he holds himself responsible led to a mental breakdown. Perry now lives on the streets, struggling with the trauma and finding solace in his fantastical visions. The story revolves around the unlikely friendship that develops between Perry and Jack Lucas, who's played by Jeff Bridges. Jack is a former shock jock radio host who indirectly contributed to Perry's breakdown. As Jack tries to make amends, he becomes entangled in Perry's world of imagination and quests. Robin Williams' performance in The Fisher King is a testament to his dramatic range. While he was widely known for his comedic talents, His role allowed him to showcase his ability to convey deep emotion and vulnerability. Perry is a complex character, seamlessly moving between moments of whimsy, sorrow, and profound insight. Robin would earn critical acclaim for his performance in The Fisher King, and he received an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor for his portrayal of Perry. The film as a whole received positive reviews for its unique storytelling and Gilliam's distinctive visual style. The Fisher King remains a notable film in Robin Williams' career, demonstrating his capacity to excel in roles that required both comedic and dramatic depth. The movie explores themes of forgiveness, healing, and the transformative power of human connections. In all of these movies, Robin Williams showed us all why Juilliard's professors told him that there was truly nothing that they could teach him that he didn't already know. Even if Robin's comedy is not your cup of tea, you can't deny that he's a brilliant actor and has given some of the best performances of all time in the world of cinema. Then in 1993, Robin would pick up yet another iconic role in the movie Miss Doubtfire, which was directed by Chris Columbus. Robin Williams plays the lead role of Daniel Hillard, a struggling actor and voiceover artist. After his wife, played by Sally Field, divorces him and is granted custody of the children, Daniel concocts an elaborate plan to be close to his kids. He transforms into Miss Doubtfire, a British housekeeper, and applies for the position of their nanny. The character, Miss Doubtfire, becomes a beloved and trusted figure in the household. All while Daniel navigates the challenges of maintaining his dual identity, Robin Williams' performance in Miss Doubtfire is a tour de force of comedy and heart. His ability to switch between the characters of Daniel and Miss Doubtfire, each with distinct personalities and mannerisms, showcases his comedic versatility and timing. The film combines laughter with moments of genuine emotion, addressing themes of family, love, and the lengths a parent will go to be a part of their children's lives. Miss Doubtfire was a major box office success and became one of Robin Williams' most beloved films. It earned him a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy, and the film remains a classic in family comedy, celebrated for its humor and heartfelt moments. Robin's performance as Miss Doubtfire is remembered as one of his most iconic and endearing roles. Then in 1997, Robin Williams was cast in one of my favorite movies of all time, and my all-time favorite movie featuring Robin Williams. He played a supporting role in the movie Good Will Hunting, which was directed by Gus Van Sant, where he acted alongside Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. This movie was a legendary coming-of-age story that touched the hearts of millions of people all over the world. The film follows the story of Will Hunting, a self-taught mathematical genius portrayed by Matt Damon, who works as a janitor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Will struggles with his troubled past and his fear of embracing his true potential. Then eventually, Sean is assigned to work with Will as his therapist. Unlike previous therapists, Sean connects with Will on a personal level, breaking through his tough exterior and establishing a genuine rapport. Throughout the film, Sean provides emotional support, guidance, and encouragement to Will as he confronts his past and grapples with his future. Robin Williams' performance in Good Will Hunting is widely regarded as one of his most powerful and nuanced dramatic roles. To me, this is Robin Williams at his very best, and his best performance of all time. I'm incredibly biased given the fact that this movie had a tremendous impact on me since I first saw it when I was 19 years old, but this movie means the world to me because I'm a young man in my early 20s, and seeing a character like Will who is scared to open up to people and venture outside his comfort zone out of fear of the worst possible thing that could happen, I feel like I'm watching someone that's just like me. And I don't mean I'm a genius from Southie who can solve complex math problems. I'm actually quite retarded a lot of the time. I just mean that he's like me in the sense that every young man or person in general has that thing that they feel like they really want to do deep down, but they're scared of every single thing that could go wrong. Sometimes that fear of what could go wrong makes us play it safe and not go all in, or sometimes not even try at all. Even though Will is a picture-perfect young man with everything going for him on paper, he's still a deeply wounded soul and troubled individual who's trying to focus on a better future for himself while also worrying about his past pains and trauma. That's an incredibly human story that all of us have gone through in some way or another, or are going through currently. Then comes along this therapist named Sean who is able to match Will's wit and remarks and show that they're on the same level. He challenged Will in a way that no one else in his life is willing to do. He breaks down each and every one of Will's walls until he sees who Will really is. A scared kid who's been through a lot and puts on a tough exterior, but deep down he's a good dude who wants to make an amazing life for himself. When Will makes mistakes and pushes away the love of his life, given his discomfort with the idea of being vulnerable with her, Sean is there to console him and remind him that despite all the abuse he suffered as a child, that none of it is his fault. Matt Damon did an astonishing job playing the role of Will Hunting, and Robin Williams matched everything that was thrown his way, and together these two men brought one of the greatest screenplays ever written to life in in a movie that will be remembered for decades and decades to come. Hopefully that didn't get too gay for you guys, but I really wanted to take a second to express why the movie Good Will Hunting means so much to me, and why Robin Williams' role in that movie is so damn powerful to me. His portrayal of Sean is marked by both warmth and depth, as he delves into the character's own struggles and vulnerabilities. Robin Williams brings a perfect blend of humor and sensitivity to the role, creating a character who serves as a mentor and father figure to Will. Apparently I'm not the only one who thought this either, because the film received critical acclaim and Robin Williams won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his performance. His acceptance speech at the Oscars was heartfelt, expressing gratitude for the opportunity to work on the film and highlighting the impact of the story.
Oh, man. This might be the one time I'm speechless. Ben and Matt, I still want to see some ID. Thank you, Gus Van Zandt, for being so subtle you're almost subliminal. I want to thank my father up there, the man who, when I said I wanted to be an actor, he said, wonderful, just have a backup profession like welding. Thank you. God bless you.
Good Will Hunting not only marked a significant moment in Robin Williams' career, but also contributed to the recognition of his ability to excel in dramatic roles. The movie remains a powerful exploration of identity, self-discovery, and the transformative power of human connection. Finally, the last movie I will mention was when Robin Williams was picked to act in the movie Patch Adams in 1998, which was directed by Tom Shadyac. In this movie, Robin Williams takes on the role of Hunter Patch Adams, a real-life medical doctor and social activist. Patch Adams is a non-traditional medical student who challenges the established norms of the medical profession. Rather than adhering strictly to the clinical and impersonal approach of traditional medicine, Patch believes in using humor, joy, and human connection as essential elements of healing. He forms the Gesundheit Institute, a free community hospital where he and his colleague provide care with a focus on the emotional well-being of patients. Robin Williams' performance in Patch Adams is characterized by his trademark humor, warmth, and emotional depth. Robin Williams effectively captures both the exuberant and compassionate sides of Patch Adams, showcasing his ability to balance comedic elements with moments of genuine emotion. While the film received mixed reviews from critics, with some praising Robin's performance, it resonated with audience and became a commercial success. The real-life Patch Adams, on whom the film is based, appreciated Robin's portrayal and the spirit in which the story was told. Patch Adams highlights themes of empathy, compassion, and the importance of human connection in healthcare. Robin Williams' portrayal of the titular character adds a layer of authenticity and heart to the film, making it a memorable entry in his filmography. Some of these movies are staples in American film, and a lot of them hold a coveted spot in movie history as classics that will never ever be surpassed in terms of visual storytelling and acting performances. It goes without saying that some of the most amazing acting we witnessed in these classic films was done by Robin Williams, and that he cemented himself as one of the most splendid actors we've ever seen on screen, with an immaculate range of characters that he could play. These were some of the most iconic movie roles we ever saw Robin Williams in. Early on in his career, Robin Williams started appearing on late-night talk shows, and he had some absolutely fantastic appearances on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, Late Night with David Letterman, and also Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Robin Williams was a frequent and beloved guest on these late-night talk shows throughout his later career as well. Known for his quick wit, improvisational skills, and energetic personality, Robin was a natural fit for the format where he could showcase his comedic talents and engage in entertaining banter with the hosts. One of the hallmarks of Robin Williams' appearances on late-night talk shows was his ability to create spontaneous and memorable moments. Whether he was impersonating characters, riffing on current events, or engaging in rapid-fire improvisation, Robin Williams' performances were always unpredictable and entertaining. In addition to showcasing his comedic talents, Robin often used his appearances on late-night talk shows to promote his films, stand-up specials, and other projects. His charismatic personality and rapport with the hosts made these promotional segments engaging and memorable. Overall, Robin Williams' appearance on late-night talk shows were a testament to his comedic genius and ability to connect with audiences. His energy, humor, and spontaneity made him a standout guest, and his contributions to the world of late-night television remain a cherished part of his legacy. I'll pick a few of my favorite performances of Robin Williams on late-night talk shows and share them with you. Some of you may have seen a few of these clips before. One of my favorite clips is with Johnny Carson called Robin Williams is Lightning Fast. There's a bunch of goofy moments in this interview, so I'll just show you a few of my favorite moments of it. Check it out.
What were you doing at 10?
10? I was going, what's that?
Well, the fun's just beginning. I have a choice. I can either become a priest or go blind.
I took him to Disneyland, which was fun, and I thought Mickey Mouse would be nice, but to him, Mickey Mouse is a 6-foot rat. It's like, hi, little fella! And there's Goofy going,
He's out of deliverance. Leave me alone.
I think my favorite joke is the one when Robin is talking about his son Zach, and Carson just eats up the impressions and lets Robin do his thing, as a great late night host should do. Another favorite clip of mine is with David Letterman. When Robin Williams comes on, it's called Robin Williams Takes Over the Show. Letterman is also very smart about how he lets a guest lean into their element, so this interview made for a great appearance where Robin Williams could lean into his comedic arsenal and hurl out some hilarious improv for everyone to laugh at. Check it out.
thank you very much. God, this is a strange place. Oh, wonderful. This is, God, look, this nice loft, man.
Everything is inventoried.
I'm sorry. Swear to God, man, I didn't touch it.
There are catalogs in the lobby.
You got up here, this lovely, what does this do? If there's a fire, it's like, keep going up. It's like, Maria! Maria! I feel a song.
You know, we could probably real quick get you a cat outfit.
Where the hell are those singing cats?
It's absolutely fantastic. It's not an exaggeration to say that Robin came in and absolutely stole the show. Finally, another one of my favorite moments is when Robin Williams went on Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and the clip is called Robin Williams on U.S. Cities. This is a super funny clip where we get to see Robin riff with the brilliant Conan O'Brien, and he does many different characters and act outs that just makes this entire appearance worth $1 million. Check it out.
I hate to bring this up, but I think your fly is open a little bit when you came out.
Nice of you to notice, though. You haven't been married that long, I guess. Vegas is Silicon Valley. There are breasts there that God goes, I've never seen those. And a girl came in wearing a T-shirt with stripes. It was like a growth chart, like 12, 14, 39.
Conan cannot get enough of just how much of a goofball Robin Williams is in the beginning when he keeps dancing around before sitting down in the chair, and this just amplifies more and more as Robin starts to do voices and hop into some amazing improv about U.S. cities. All in all, given Robin's bombastic charade he often puts on when improvising, he was a brilliant guest for all the late night talk shows, and all the hosts had nothing but amazing things to say about him. These are some of my favorite late night talk show moments featuring Robin Williams. You can't talk about Robin Williams in the realm of comedy without the joke thief allegations coming up. Despite his major success as a comedian and actor, Robin Williams has been accused of joke theft numerous times by many different comedians. In the world of stand-up comedy, joke theft is no laughing matter, and these types of accusations can have a significant impact on a comedian's reputation and their credibility as an artist. One of the most infamous accusations Robin Williams received was from comedian David Brenner, and Robin firmly denied the allegations from David. If you don't know who David Brenner is, he is often described as one of the pioneers of observational comedy, and he was incredibly active during the 70s and 80s, making many appearances on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Given the fact that Robin Williams is observational in his comedy, when he was or wasn't doing off-the-cuff improvisation, I could perceive there being an overlap there if Robin Williams did steal from him. I, of course, do not know for sure whether he stole from David Brenner or not, because I wasn't there personally. I was still swimming around in my father's ballsack. But given the amount of accusations Robin has received, it seems likely to me he's guilty to some degree. Anyway, apparently things got hairy with David Brenner, and I don't mean that just because the dude has a thick mane of hair, but I mean that he directly confronted Robin Williams' agent about him doing his jokes. He also threatened to beat the shit out of Robin's agent and Robin Williams himself if he heard him do another one of his bits. People were pretty split about these allegations, but some people dogpiled on Robin and talked about how they've had similar instances, while other comedians defended him and said he likely didn't do it with malice in his heart. Whoopi Goldberg from The View actually came out and defended Robin Williams, but you probably couldn't hear her over those yammering bitches. Whoopi said that it is incredibly difficult for a comedian to not reuse another comedian's material and that it happens quite often. Now this may sound to you like Whoopi Goldberg is saying that joke theft is extremely common amongst comedians, but that's not exactly what she means. What I believe she meant by this is that comedians comedian's line of thinking for finding a joke in a subject is usually kind of similar amongst fellow comics. This is probably why if you listen to 50 different comedians do a joke about homeless people in New York City, you'd probably notice some overlap of angles and punchlines that were said by the comedians. This doesn't mean that they're stealing from one another, but just that they happen to tread the same ground when writing jokes and looking for material about the homeless people in New York City. Now obviously there's always a chance of theft, but I'd say it's much more likely that parallel thinking has happened, or at worst, cryptomnesia. Cryptomnesia is an incredibly common thing that happens with artists of all genres and not just comedians. Have you ever heard an idea from one of your friends, and then 3 weeks later you remember their idea and you believe it's your own original thought? That would be cryptomnesia, and it's an incredibly crappy thing that happens all the time to artists. Robin Williams, after the situation with David Brenner, refrained from attending any comedian shows to deter similar accusations. This goes to show he was trying to stop himself from hearing a joke and then forgetting that he heard it and then remembering it later on, which is what I just mentioned with cryptomnesia. However, the plot gets much thicker when diving into Robin Williams and his infamous joke theft allegations. There was an interview that John Witherspoon did on the All Out Show with Rude Jude and Lord Sear on SiriusXM, where a listener had called into the show and asked if Robin Williams' joke theft allegations were true, and this was the answer that he gave.
Was it true that Robin Williams was known in the comedy world as a comedian that would go around and steal other comics material?
Well, he did that. He had a bad rap on him about that, man. And I have to admit it, he did. You know, it's not good to talk about the dead, but yeah, he would take somebody's people material. But he would have people, he would have his lawyer come in there when he come back to the comedy store and give everybody a check that he stole the material. See if you prove that he had stolen the material. And he would steal stuff every week when he was on Mark and Menday. So yep. But you didn't get that from me.
He would take material and then come back with a check and pay them for the
When he
material?
was on Mark and Menday, they told me he was ad-libbing. That's why he was so funny. He taking all everybody's best material.
So upon hearing John Witherspoon talk about the allegations, I feel pretty secure in believing that Robin Williams definitely stole some jokes. Given his style being riffing and improvisation, I could see him just rattling off many different comedians' jokes that he had heard before that he thought were funny, and then when called out on it, Robin would have his lawyer write them checks so they were at least compensated in some way for Robin taking their bit. However, while the money is a kind gesture, a check for $1,000 is nothing compared to how much Robin Williams is going to make, so it probably wasn't enough. Probably the worst part about these accusations were the fact that a lot of comedians that Robin Williams reportedly stole from were not David Brenner. They were much younger and up-and-coming comedians who didn't have 2 nickels to scratch together. It's upsetting to think that someone as brilliant and talented as Robin Williams would have to steal jokes when performing stand-up comedy, but it is what it is, I suppose. I deeply respect Robin Williams as an artist, but given the insurmountable amount of accusations he received about stealing jokes, it's pretty safe to say he was probably a joke thief. When I was researching this topic, I actually found an entry on Kempa.com called Robin Williams, Prince of Thieves. And if you read through this entire entry on the website, there are many different editions from anonymous sources that all claim Robin Williams stole from them, someone they know, or comedians that worked at the club they were at. Obviously, read through this and form your own opinions about it, but after reading that many entries, it becomes pretty difficult to defend Robin Williams. Whether he did it maliciously or not, or he just didn't realize he was stealing when he was riffing, is up for interpretation. However, I'm not going to go any deeper into it because I feel I've done an adequate job of presenting the information so that you can take away whatever you will from it. For me personally, the fact he was paying comedians for a joke that he had used is a soft admission of guilt, so that's what I based my opinion off of. This led to the controversial reputation of Robin Williams in comedy, and part of why he was often seen as a loose cannon. Anyway, these were the Robin Williams joke theft allegations. Ironically, after talking about the joke theft allegations, now we will discuss some of the stand-up comedy specials Robin has produced. Robin has a long and distinguished body of work in comedy and cinema, but when it comes to stand-up comedy, despite the allegations, there's no denying the fact that Robin Williams is one of the greatest and most beloved comedic voices to ever bless the art form. He has a heavily beloved reputation amongst many old-school comedy fans, and that's for good reason. Over the course of Robin Williams' life, he had a plethora of comedy specials that are all hilarious and brilliant in their own unique way. Robin did not release a new comedy special every single year like some comedians did in this time period. During the late 70s and 80s, the kings of comedy were guys like George Carlin and Richard Pryor, who were constantly releasing new comedy specials as fast as they could write and test out their new material. Robin did not follow this trend long, though, because even though he was a nationally touring headliner who had plenty of opportunity to write and test out new material, he would find himself becoming equally as busy as an actor when he would start to appear in more movies. Given how busy his schedule was as an all-round entertainer, he would take this time with stand-up comedy specials and meticulously craft them when he was not busy on the set of a TV show or movie. Some comedians argue that working on a new hour of comedy every single year is the way to go, and some comedians respectfully disagree and think that making a new special should be given more time than just 1 year. Eventually, we will discuss this concept in a future video, but for now, we will talk about Robin's comedy discography. Robin Williams' comedy specials include Off the Wall, Reality, What a Concept, Throbbing Python of Love, An Evening with Robin Williams, A Night at the Met, Robin Williams live on Broadway, and Weapons of Self-Destruction. Out of all these specials, my favorite two are Off the Wall and Weapons of Self-Destruction. We will start by talking about Off the Wall. The special was filmed in 1978, and it captured Robin Williams' stand-up comedy at its peak during the late 1970s. The special marked a significant moment in his career, and it further solidified his reputation as one of the most innovative and energetic comedians of his time. In Off the Wall, Robin Williams touched on various topics with his unique blend of humor, incorporating social commentary, absurdity, and his remarkable ability to create spontaneous comedic moments. The special is often praised for showcasing his unparalleled comedic talent and became an important part of his legacy in stand-up comedy. It's pretty amazing to think that Robin was so good at improvisation so early in his career. He was already recording a comedy album 2 to 3 years into stand-up comedy, and most of the special he recorded was improv and completely off the cuff. That's pretty damn impressive, and takes a lot of courage when you're so new to stand-up comedy. If you're a fan of anything by Robin Williams, I recommend that you check out his special titled Off the Wall from 1978 because you will certainly not be disappointed. You'll also come to understand that his ability to improvise while on stage was something he always had, and it only sharpened as time went on. Finally, we will discuss his last comedy special, Weapons of Self-Destruction. It was recorded at Dar Constitution Hall in Washington, D.C. and premiered on HBO in 2009. The special marked a return to stand-up for Robin Williams after a long hiatus from touring. Robin covers a wide range of topics including politics, the economy, technology, aging, and family life. True to his improvisational style, Robin engages in rapid-fire delivery, employs various choices in characters, and infuses the performance with his trademark energy and wit. The title itself, Weapons of Self-Destruction, hints at the comedian's exploration of contemporary issues and personal experiences, blending humor with social commentary. Throughout the special, Robin reflects on his own life, shares anecdotes, and offers his humorous take on the state of the world. As with much of Robin's stand-up, Weapons of Self-Destruction received positive reviews for its humor, insight, and the comedian's ability to tackle serious subjects in a way that resonates with audiences. It showcases Robin Williams at his comedic best, using laughter as a means of navigating the complexities of the human experience. It's worth noting that the special was part of Williams' enduring legacy in comedy, and it provided fans with another opportunity to appreciate his talent for making people laugh while also offering thoughtful observations on the world around him. To avoid copyright claims, I will not be showing any clips. However, if you're interested in watching these two comedy specials, they are both available to watch on YouTube, and I'd recommend you do it if you're a fan of anything Robin Williams. These comedy specials will not disappoint. This is my least favorite part of these videos, but here it goes. Robin Williams, despite his massive success, was often in a lot of internal pain. He would often abuse substances to try and numb the pain or stress he was feeling from his career. For example, I mentioned earlier that Robin Williams struggled with cocaine, but in addition to that, he also checked himself into rehab centers for his alcoholism multiple times during his later life. Apparently, he had dealt with a lot of depression and anxiety. To make matters worse, Robin also suffered from an irregular heartbeat and underwent heart surgery for his aortic valve before his one-man tour. And according to his publicist, Robin suffered from severe depression as well. That, combined with his struggles with alcoholism, just made matters worse. He eventually became sober, but then later in his life he was diagnosed with early-stage Parkinson's, according to his wife Susan. Robin Williams was in a lot of pain, and he was incredibly dissatisfied with how his life was going, unfortunately. Then on August 11th, 2014, Robin Williams was found dead in his home in Paradise Cay, California. The final autopsy concluded that Robin had taken his own life, and apparently there were no drugs or alcohol involved. When examining his brain tissue, neurologists deduced that Robin Williams had diffuse Lewy body dementia. His widow Susan described this as the terrorist within her husband's brain, and she also said that, quote, "However you look at it, the the presence of Lewy bodies took his life, end quote, referring to his previous diagnosis of Parkinson's. His wife also revealed that the pathology of Lewy body disease in Robin was described by several doctors as among the worst pathologies they had seen. She described the early symptoms of his disease as beginning in October 2013. Robin's initial condition included a sudden and prolonged spike in fear and anxiety, stress and insomnia, which worsened in severity to include memory loss, paranoia, and delusion. She also said that Robin was losing his mind, and he was well aware of it. Robin's unfortunate death instantly became global news. The entertainment world, friends, and fans responded to his death through social and other media outlets. His wife Susan said, quote, "I lost my husband and my best friend while the world lost one of its most beloved artists and beautiful human beings. I am utterly heartbroken," end quote. His daughter Zelda Williams responded to his death by saying, quote, "The world is forever a little darker, less colorful, and less full of laughter in his absence," end quote. Even President Barack Obama released a statement upon the death of Robin Williams. He said, quote, "Robin Williams was an airman, a doctor, a genie, a nanny, a president, a professor, a bangarang Peter Pan, and everything in between. He arrived in our lives as an alien, but he ended up touching every element of the human spirit. He made us laugh, he made us cry, he gave his immeasurable talent freely and generously to those who needed it most, from our troops stationed abroad to the marginalized on our own streets," end quote. Even as I've discussed some of the things that people were upset about with Robin Williams in the comedy world with the joke theft, there was still an immense outpouring of love and support given to Robin and his family when the news was announced. The one thing everyone said in common when Robin lost his life was just how incredibly kind of a man he was. It really breaks my heart to know that this guy, who seemed to be the nicest and most friendly man in the world, was in so much pain in his last moments. Say what you want about some of his antics and how they were wrong, but it is undeniable that Robin Williams had a massive impact on the landscape of stand-up comedy and cinema alike. His impact cannot be overstated, and I can confidently say that the world of comedy, cinema, and entertainment as a whole is much dimmer with the absence of Robin Williams and his quirky antics and mesmerizing kindness. He was a little all over the place sometimes, but that's what made him so unique. Even though he could be a bit much with how high energy and frenetic he was always incredibly kind to everybody he crossed paths with. For that and so much more, Robin Williams will always have a place in my heart and be one of my favorite actors and comedians of all time. This has been Robin Williams, comedy's loose cannon. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching the Robin Williams video all the way to the end. I really appreciate you guys showing love and support in the comments. And if you guys want to support this channel, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That's a free way to help this community grow, and it makes me want to keep making these videos better and better for you guys. If you want to take your support to the next level, you can check out my Patreon page. We have some exclusive benefits there, like you get to see exclusive content that you won't see on the main channel. You get to see videos early, you get shout outs every single video, and you also get to directly contribute to the direction that my channel goes in the coming months and then years. For as little as $5 a month, you guys can support me, get exclusive content, and also help make my dream of becoming financially independent come true. Shout out to Jason Murray, Crossblocker, Thomas Gill, and Ethan for supporting me on Patreon. And if you guys really like this video, make sure to share it with somebody you think would enjoy the tale of Robin Williams. And if you didn't like the video, make sure to send it to somebody that you don't like. Robin Williams is one of the most beloved names in comedy and in cinema, and he made some movies that will always mean the world to me. And I'll never forget the man. He made an awesome impact on me, and I'm very happy that I could make this video commemorating what I believed made him so special to me, and also what made him so special to so many other people. Without further ado, I wish you guys a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and whatever other holidays you guys are celebrating out there. Make sure you guys are taking good care of your friends, your families, and your loved ones, and you're treating them with the love and respect that they deserve. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.